Okay, so what we're dealing with right now is a conversation of Beirut. And right now, Pookie is coming through because she's mentally ill. These women are mentally ill. And they're gaslighters, and they're literally doing brand deals to purposely agitate me while they look pretty and don't react. See, when you have money and you have power and someone behaves like I behave, you get power from it. And that's what we're exposing. So Pookie's an American, and so is her husband. And Pookie is an embarrassment to this country. And what Pookie doesn't know is that she's involved in the worst. Well, maybe she does know. See, what they like to do is they like to bring up Mona Van's name constantly. So I'm going to spread your legs wide, Mona Van. Take a look deep in those cobwebs of that deep, dark death trap of your fly trap. See, they don't think that I'm going to talk this way. They think I'm going to just focus on acting crazy and erratic and shit. But I got some real education to expose them of the cluelessness of who they are. And where we're at now is we're watching a movie with John Hamm and Mark Pellegrino and some others. The movie called Beirut, which is about a true story of the 1980s of a movie by Ben Affleck called Munich. And in Munich, a Lebanese, which is actually who I kept saying that she's Jordanian, but I think the wife of George Clooney is Lebanese, Lesbo. Yeah, because I used to call her Lesbo all the time. That's funny, isn't it? Anyway, Beirut is a story about a diplomat named Mason Stiles who is harboring a terrorist who's 13 years old, because no matter what age you are, and even if you're friendly and you are seen with a terrorist, they're a terrorist. So the story of Munich is these Lebanese post a car out front and they set a bomb off that I think kills people. And then in the movie Munich, the people in the American embassy are overseas by the people of the country, and they have to act like they're in a movie, and they have to escape. In Beirut, the person who sets the bomb in the true story of Munich is in Beirut, and a young kid who's 13 is living with a U.S. diplomat named Mason Stiles, who is the brother of the man who set the bomb off in Munich. It's a true story. And then there's an undercover agent who is working for the American embassy, and his job in this movie is to keep the U.S. diplomats safe. And the young kid who's a terrorist, he should be taken in for questioning. That's what a real soldier knows about anyone from the Middle East, no matter what gender or what age you are. You do not trust them, because they, under their miniskirt, will have a pipe bomb, or they'll have if they're a child in their toy chest, they'll have a pipe bomb, because that's the mentality of the Middle East. And so it's crazy to me that all of you Americans are supporting Palestine, because Palestine doesn't give a crap about anything. This is the Muslim culture. They only care about winning, and they will do whatever it takes, including lie to you and act like they're in a movie, just like we did in the movie Munich, to get out of the country. So that's your children who are terrorizing Americans and terrorizing Israel, getting Americans killed because of people like the Muslim culture, which would be Mona Van. In this movie, the 13-year-old tells Mason that he only knows that he has a new passport with a new name, which is something they do in the Middle East, which is what Mona Van has done. So everything about Mona Van is a complete, utter, freaking lie. From her educational background to the way she looks, because she's got so much plastic surgery. The only thing that's valid about her is that she is using the Americans' money to get plastic surgery with the help of Kamala Harris. How do we know that she is in cahoots with our own government? Kamala Harris invited Mona Van to the U.S. Capitol. To talk about, in her show, the clean makeup, but that's not actually why she was there. And I'm going to continue to TikTok your asses into exposure, because everything you post is more proof of what corrupt pieces of crap against the United States citizens. Even the terrorists sitting outside of Kamala Harris's, whatever that nasty shit that you're up to. So not only does Kamala Harris have no respect for you as American people, she's been in office now for 4 years. She's done absolutely nothing but bring inflation high and then tell you that your reproductive freedom is at risk. She was the last person to place a Supreme Court justice on the Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown. Ketanji Brown has a book out right now, but Ketanji Brown is part of the reason why Roe versus Wade was discontinued. However, why is she promoting this book now? Do you think it might be to try to get herself out of hot water? And then I want to bring into perspective a little about Kamala Harris and her similarities of Fani Willis. The familiar experience of when you look at her and you look at Fani Willis, and they're very similar. And what we're dealing with is an attempted overthrow by the Middle East that started with Obama, because Obama told us that he was going to sell our country out to the Middle East. And you weak asses only are worried about being protected by a government system that is literally throwing you out to the wolves while they hire Wolf to clean up a Hollywood celebrity's trash can. So you might want to take that into consideration when you're looking at all these charges being brought up with Donald Trump. They are all lies. There's nothing relatable in the conversation with Carol or Spiffoff. I don't even know what her name is. There's nothing in the story that's relatable. There's nothing relatable to what these women are up to. It doesn't sit well with you. Your stomach feels sick. You feel like puking because they were willing to throw you as American citizens so that the spinoff chick can sell 2 best-selling books off lies so that they can fuel you women into more unrest that have been put upon you by Hillary Clinton, The View, and women of that capacity of low quality, low value, as well as people like Demi Moore, while they point fingers in the wrong direction. Correct. It blows me to fart to ask, how could you look at someone in a professional setting and knowing what we're seeing in all areas of camera footage, interviews, anything that we've seen with both J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, it is absolutely incredible to me that you as American citizens can still sit on your high horse and talk the way you speak in video form, which makes you wonder if those people aren't being paid by the Democratic Party, by China, because with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden in office, they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want, which means take you to the fucking cleaners and make you homeless. So I'm not sure why anybody would stand for Kamala Harris and what she represents, especially when she took the cost of bread up 4 times as expensive. While they hired a Muslim to say eat clean.